when they showed up, the Banu who was there had a long speech to them because apparently we had damaged their vessel, which I don't know if that's actually true or if that's just what I'm remembering. I could be remembering wrong. And in that, there was like this mild conversation about, reimbursement and everything else. And during this, somehow, dude managed to figure out that he wasn't, completely up on up himself. It comes to find out this Banu was running from his own family. So he convinces him to go back to his. I can't remember the word, but it's basically the Banu word for family. And, excuse my burp. And dude then is like, oh yeah, like, their entire organization is about researching and finding new races to make alliances with. So we immediately make an alliance with the Banu. Now, what we find out about the Banu is they're incredibly trade orientated people. This may sound weird to you, and I want you to take your head out of being human for 5 seconds when you think about this. When Banu are born, they are not born into a family like we are. They are temporarily born into a family, but their family is then immediately separated, and that Banu is then taken into what is known as a care society. I am giving it human words. It has Banu words. I am failing you as a lore general. I am sorry. Please do not beat me with sticks later. But the point being is that each of the Banu are then moved away. They're raised in their own separate housings and then brought up into a schooling system. When you graduate, you are then sold, though not sold. I want to verify what this means. You are given to a professional who is in the field you typically want to study. And that professional pays the school for the schooling you have received. Then you work with that professional, which we as humans would call a, like, no, it is a caste system, but not a caste system. You work with that professional for what we would call an apprenticeship period, and then during that apprenticeship, you pay them back the money that you owe them. Then you get to leave. Then you get to start your own family or caste or group dedicated to whatever you want. It doesn't have to be dedicated to, searching for new people. It doesn't have to be dedicated to trade. It can be dedicated to anything you want it to be. It could be dedicated to birthing new little Banu. It could be dedicated to, you get the picture. So, that being said, the Banu culture are created by all these little families that are dedicated to their own individual things and governed by a larger section that we don't know much about. We believe it's some type of Banu council, but the Banu have specifically stated it's more of a code of morals than a council. What I was getting at is Wicklow is probably the worst example of a Banu cast because you only see one of him, and he's out here trading. In fact, there's probably rumor that Wicklow might be an outcast of his own Banu tribe, and that's why he's stuck in Stanton doing all the trading. Or he's running a larger organization, and these are just fronts for the business. I don't know. I haven't read the lore on Wicklow himself. As for, like, Banu, they are actually active in not only Pyro, but Stanton, Nyx, and pretty much every other system. Actually, maybe not Nyx, and you might not want to be active in Nyx as well, because from what I know, Nyx is a Vanduul system, though we will be active in Nyx in an assault formation, if I am correct on what Nyx is supposed to be. That said, as for your character, as a orphan, there is a very high chance that you could have ended up in one of these Banu sects or families, and therefore raised and traded around the Banu lifestyle. this would have given you that mentality you're looking for of, oh, I worked to trade off the Banu family that I worked for, and when I got to Pyro, whenever I became free and they gave me my first ship to like create my own business, I made mistakes because I wasn't used to working on my own, and because of that, um let me cook. Because of that, I met in with a group. I think they're called the Crazy Eights, who run Ruin Station. They had you running drugs into Stanton. You got caught, but you managed to get out. However, you had to ditch your ship and the cargo. You managed to get somebody to pick you up and bring you back. When you arrived at Ruin Station, they beat you and basically told you you had to pay off the ship and the cargo. There you go, my dude. Now, clip it all you want. The glory of this, though, is I want you to take this. Do whatever you want with it. It does not have to be word for word what I said. If you love my stories, please go check out my books. If you want to hear more of my stories, go check out my writing for Star Citizen and be prepared to join us as we role play our characters. But remember, it is still going to be you. So please, write it into being you. Don't just, if you want it to be like what I said, cool, but feel free. Take your own things. And I will go and message you some of the lore on the Banu so you get the wording right for the families. Because if you lived with them, you're going to need to know that. You're also probably going to need to know some Banu words and language. There's actually a YouTuber specifically for that. I forgot his name, but I will get it for you. And that way you can, walk up to people and drop some fucking Banu on them. I don't know if Rose remembers the command, but we actually have a command for some fucking, what was it? Nope, nope, nope. That's not what I want you to do. You're not doing what I'm telling you to do. Nope, 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 nope. Flip up. That was almost disastrous. Did you guys see that shit? Why are my guns not active? Radar's offline. Nope. Is it radar? Something's offline. Something's offline. Give me power to the guns, please. There it goes. Jesus. Turn that shit back on. We gotta fucking ruin someone. Yeah, fucking try, motherfucker. Keep trying. Keep trying. It's gonna ruin your day. Man. You enjoy that down there. How's that low atmosphere feeling? Pop goes the weasel. Oh. I definitely take this angle and add some flavor to his past. I love it. It sounds like some things you'll see in Star Wars. Alright, I know what I'm doing after your stream. I'm diving into Star Citizen lore again. Hell yeah. Did you find that YouTuber I told you about? He's got a whole page on Banu families and everything, so definitely check that out. I am glad to inspire others. The Astro Historian? Exactly. He has one. Okay, so the Astro Historian follows. I don't even remember what the command was. I tried to look back through streams so I could try to remember, but I couldn't. He has another one that is also on Twitch, but is also on YouTube. It is the Astro Pub, and that is more recent events and him talking about recent events. I feel like we came to a rather bland world to end for the night, guys. I just don't want to remember what I asked you to look up. You had a command set up, but I don't remember what it was for. That is the best fucking thing I've ever seen. I figured it out. Droden, look. I figured out how to find the fucking point you want. Look, you just remember? See where it says HL 1850 KK? Don't worry about that. The whole point is that it says Bajani Point right below it. So, as long as that ship is parked outside on the docking bay of Bajani Point, I know where Bajani Point is, and I can theoretically jump to Bajani Point. Which I know right now it's obstructed, but that's because I need to find fucking OM fucking 6 or whatever the hell it is. OM4. I mean, you could already do that. Oh, you mean leave it out in space. Like, not bedlock. Got you. I mean, I kind of have already had that happen a few times, but I see what you mean by, like, be able to just leave it out there. And log out without bedlogging. Now, my other question is, are you going to be able to have your friends bedlog on your ship? That, for me, is a big one. I heard you're going to be getting, like, apartments. Like, actual apartments, not the little setup we got now. Sounds cool.